Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Entertainment Expansion. We are your hosts, Tyler Callahan and Mike Ferrante. Mike, how you doing this week?
Not bad, Tyler, not bad.
Well, you're not chilling, and I think it's obvious why you're not. None of us are in this situation. Uh, we have not a particular movie to talk about this week, but we have an industry news to talk about this week, and that is, in case you're living under a rock, the coronavirus. The coronavirus has hit America big. Took a month or two after China for it to happen, but it has done so. And with it, it has come with the cascading effect of just about everything closing down. You have sports postponing a couple weeks up to a month of games. You have theme parks like Disney, Disney World, Disneyland, Universal closing down for a few weeks. And movie theaters aren't closed yet, but studios see the writing on the wall. People aren't going to go out, so they're pulling the movies. So before we started recording this episode, when we planned this out, there was only one big movie being pushed, which was No Time to Die. That got pushed from April to November. However, in the past 24 hours, a lot has happened. We have smaller movies like Peter Rabbit or A Quiet Place Part 2 being pushed off to Fast 9, summer blockbuster. That's coming out next April. And now Disney has stepped up, and Mulan, which already had its LA premiere, will not be coming out next weekend. The New Mutants, the X-Men horror movie, which has been delayed for 2 or 3 years at this point, will get another delay. And yeah, I mean, this is only the start of it, I feel like. Mike, with all this news coming out pretty quick, the Hollywood industry is moving pretty fast on this. What was your initial reaction to all these movies being pulled so quickly?
Well, I mean, I understand why they're doing it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still a whole lot of hype around it. I mean, it's a smart thing because what they're doing now is trying to reduce the infection rate because right now it's kind of infecting rapidly, which I think is the scariest part about it, and which is what kind of has everyone in the uproar that everyone's in right now. Um, but I just found it extremely interesting on how it completely affected the movie industry. Like it took it by force.
It really did, yeah. And then you brought up the containing the spread. I think for the studios themselves, it's more of a lack of money. Um, Case in point, Disney did release a Pixar movie in between all this panic about the virus. Onward came out last weekend. It only opened to $40 million with good reviews. So while February was fine, Sonic made a lot of money, Bad Boys made money. With the movies coming out now, there's clearly the virus is starting to take effect at the box office. So for Disney
Indeed.
anyway, yeah, when you have a major blockbuster like Mulan coming out, which has already suffered, because considering that was mainly geared toward China and theaters aren't open yet, I think it was smart for them to pull it. And I mean, yeah, another thing to bring up is this is not just affecting current movies that are coming out. This is affecting movies supposed to come out next year or productions. So, for example, Mission Impossible. They were starting to film some early scenes in Italy for Mission Impossible 7 next year. That's on
Not
hold.
anymore.
Nope, yep, they're on hold. Not a movie, but the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They were almost done finishing the series. They were in Prague shooting. Well, that stopped and they're sent home. So you're going to see not only movies being pushed out summer, fall, rapid succession, but you're going to probably have a lot of movies that were set to come out next year. They're probably not coming out till 2022.
Nope, this is a fact.
And I think some studios, I don't know if some studios are going to make it through this. I'm going to be honest. Um,
With studios in mind.
I think, well, for MGM, moving No Time to Die was clear survival move because MGM, instead of going through a major studio to distribute their movies, they have now started to self-publish or self-release their movies. They did that with the Adams Family last year, and they go under United Artists Releasing, so they're trying to make that a big distributing studio. No Time to Die was their moneymaker. That was their headliner, with Universal handling the international distribution. So for them, No Time to Die is their money maker. If that does not make close to $1 billion, that studio's fucked. And there's already reports that Apple may be in talks to acquire them. If that movie underperforms, you can see Apple buying that studio by the end of the year.
And that will be huge.
That would be huge. That would basically give Apple TV Plus the entire James Bond collection for streaming. That's another set of movies that really doesn't have a home yet, either on Netflix or Hulu. Apple TV Plus, in case people don't know, Apple is a company. They have $250 billion in the bank. They want to buy them, they can. So that's something to think about. The major studios will be fine. Obviously, Disney's going to have a hard time, though, with the parks closing as well.
Oh, yeah.
Looking at the quarterly numbers, Disney parks take up about 30% of the income. So having most of the parks closed at this point, that's going to hurt them. Box office movies aren't coming out. They're gonna suffer a bit, but they have money to get through. Universal will be fine. Comcast controls them, so that's fine. AT&T has Warner Brothers, so they'll be fine. Paramount's a bit shaky because Viacom CBS is they're not a stable company.
Yeah. No, not really.
Yeah. Which makes sense why Paramount is immediately just pulling A Quiet Place 2, even though, people already had early previews. People said it was great. I think, honestly, though, the biggest people that are going to be hurt here are the movie theaters.
Yeah, I'm definitely inclined to agree with you. I mean, movie attendance has drastically dropped since the outbreak has started.
And, Mike, I assume you've seen articles over the past few years where, like, more and more people are not going to the theater, right? They just want to go. So that's why you have the subscription plans and all that. Well, now people are just not going to go at all.
Yep.
And, sometimes people can be fearful. Let's say this is cleaned up by May or June, for the most part. Obviously, we'll never be completely gone. But, they might be open up for Black Widow opening weekend in May, but how many people are actually going to take the risk? They might not see Black Widow till June or July.
This is very true.
If it was Avengers movie, people will be packed up, lined out the door to go see it. But, people aren't going to go risk their lives to go see a Black Widow movie or, Mulan. It's just not going to happen. So, and also, if you want to break it down even more, the employees, obviously, they're paid hourly. From what you've heard about AMC and Regal, obviously, benefits aren't the best. I tell you this, free tickets don't pay sick leave, So
no, they do not.
Obviously, they're going to suffer even if they don't close. Their hours are going to get drastically cut. If they make $200 or $300 a week, they'll be lucky if they get $100 now with the hours they work, maybe less. And obviously, if they close completely, I don't know if they can even collect unemployment. So, a lot of the Hollywood industry is definitely taking a hit with this virus. I think more than people think.
Well, I think it kind of shows due to all these big movies being pulled. Because it's not like they're small movies either. Mulan is a pretty big release. The No Time to Die is also equally as big because not only is it the final film in this anthology, I guess, but it's Daniel Craig's last run at James Bond.
Yeah, these are huge movies being pushed back. And honestly, if things don't look good in about 3 weeks, I'm going to say Black Widow gets pushed as well.
Yeah, I think it might.
Yeah, Black Widow again. Disney was not going to have a big year regardless. If you have two of your blockbusters underperforming, that they can't let that happen. But I gotta say, New Mutants is a cursed movie.
Oh,
that movie's so cursed. But I do want to pose a question to you. With the theaters being not closed officially, but let's say for the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever, people are going to be in their houses. Do you think there will be an increased demand of streaming content? Because obviously people will be streaming stuff. Do you think this would cause an effect of the Hollywood industry to, at least short term, maybe put some more content up there?
Maybe. But that being said, it wouldn't be any new content because there's been no room to shoot new content.
That's true.
So it would just have to be and it's kind of rough on Disney Plus, for example, because they as soon as Disney Plus went live, they threw everything on there. So it's only new content that's coming on. It's kind of rare to see them drop an older Disney movie on there because they're already there.
Yeah, the only movies being put on Disney right now, they just announced Black Panther. That's only because Netflix had it with the previous deal. It's not like they were holding it back on purpose.
Yeah. I mean, Netflix might be able to swing more. HBO might be able to swing more because, these companies are going to want to put their movies out there so people are watching them. So they might be getting better deals from like HBO, Netflix, stuff like that to have their content on their services. But I don't see it being a huge increase.
I think that's fair enough. I think for the most part, the movies that are being pushed back, I don't think they deserve to be just put on a streaming service. The only one right now I would say is like the New Mutants. Like honestly, put it on Hulu as a big, blockbuster exclusive. That could help. But like Mulan obviously will not be on it. And I think you're right. Netflix, I
Well,
think, might go to studios and be like, hey, for your smaller movies, like we're willing to pay extra if you give it to us.
yeah.
Maybe.
Another opportunity they might have is home premieres.
What do you mean by that?
Cut out the middleman for a slightly cheaper price than going to the movie theater. You could stream that movie right to you for a one-time viewing, and you have to pay like a ticket every time.
There has been services like that before. I remember one where it was, I think it was $50 to rent it for 48 hours.
Well, 50 is a little extreme. I'm talking like,
Yeah.
because let's say you go to AMC and it's
Mm-hmm.
$60 for a movie ticket, right?
Yeah.
Well, in this time, let's just use Mulan for an example, right? Because Disney isn't getting the full $16, correct?
That's true. Yep. They're not.
So what if they said for a limited time on Disney Plus, pay $13 or $14 and you can watch the new Mulan in your house?
I see where you're going with this. The issue with the way you set it up is that the theaters would basically, that the way the theaters would push back is that we're not going to show any of your movies. Now, is that basically committing suicide? Yes. But for, like you said, for Disney, like if they wanted to do that with Mulan, the theater will be like, okay, well now we're not showing Black Widow. We're not showing, your next, princess movie. And then Disney will be like, well, we kind of want you to. So they'll be like, well, then you don't stream Mulan like that. The service I mentioned earlier with $50, the reason why that one was priced so high was the company assumed that, you would bring friends over, right? Because there's obviously no way to check how many people are watching. So it was so high. So it was like, okay, well, instead of you and your friends going out, you all meet up in one house, bring, food, drinks, you pay the one-time fee, and then you're good. Now, I mean, I'm not saying a service like that would be successful, but I was thinking more on the lines of HBO Max is starting soon. It's starting up in May. What if they speed up some of their releases? Birds of Prey just came out. It honestly kind of flopped a bit. It's supposed to be out on Blu-ray in May, June. What if it's a premiere movie on HBO Max day one? Would be most people didn't see it.
True.
But yeah, I think if anything happens, I think Netflix and HBO will open up their wallets and try and sign some content over. But like you said, I mean, no one's going to make anything exclusive for these services at this point because it should be over in a few weeks, in a few months, and there's no time to just get up and film, especially when I'm seeing reports on Twitter and all that. If one or two crew members get coronavirus, the entire set gets shut down. Tom Hanks got it. Tom Hanks got it, and he was filming the Elvis Presley biopic movie, and that production is now shut down. So you can't really film anything at this point anyway.
That is correct.
So, I think it was definitely good we talked about this. Obviously, we don't have any, well, at least I don't have any final conclusions about what this is going to do. Really, we're just going to see the repercussions for this for years to come, I think, really. And it was already not looking good at the box office this year. There was no massive movie. There was no Star Wars or Avengers level movie coming out, let alone multiple ones like we had last year. It was already going to be a quiet year. Now it looks like congratulations, Bad Boys for Life. You might be the highest grossing movie worldwide this year at just under 500 million.
I don't know. I think they'll squeeze in Fast, whatever number we're on.
Oh, no, that's already set to April.
Ooh.
Fast 9 is now next spring. But I'm kidding. I do think unless we literally hit apocalypse level pandemic here, I do think Black Widow will come out. It'll make 700-800 million. If
Yeah.
Mulan comes out in China and America at the same time, that's another 700 million there. It's just kind of funny how like Bad Boys was put in January to kind of fail, and now it's going to go into summer as the #1 movie worldwide.
Yeah, it's not that scary.
Yeah. But before we finish up, Mike, did you have any other thoughts about the coronavirus and what it's doing?
No, I can't say that I do. Just everyone stay safe, wash your hands, use hand sanitizer, make sure to wipe front to back, just all the normal stuff.
Yep. And another good tip for people, if you are able at this point, until Purell actually comes out or wet ones, you get your hand on some wipes, wipe down your phone. Take 2 seconds, wipe down your phone. You're touching it, 100 times a day. You're not supposed to be touching your dirty hand with your face. You're also touching your phone. So that's a small tip. Apple did come out and said, at least for their iPhones, it's okay to wipe them. So take that extra step.
Indeed.
But Mike, if anyone has any thoughts about how coronavirus is screwing over Hollywood big, where can they let us know?
Well, if you guys are disappointed that some of your favorite movies are getting pushed back until further notice, feel free to let us know which movies they are, and you can do that by sending us a direct email at entertainmentexpansionoutlook.com. But don't be so formal. Send us a direct message. Leave a comment under our latest post on our Instagram page. Also, you can find it under Entertainment Expansion. And finally, you gotta check out the YouTube channel. There's a lot of good content there, especially if you're going to be stuck in your house. What do you got to lose? Check it out.
That's a great plug right there. I mean, if you need some advice on what movies to watch, what you shouldn't watch, we do have a nice little YouTube channel that can help you out. Especially some latest videos. Best 2019, worst 2019. Got some good picks in there. But that'll be it for this week's episode. We have moved some things around with the lack of movies now definitely coming out. We will be speeding up our director series a bit. So on the next episode, as a little preview, we will be talking about a director we both very much enjoy, Edgar Wright. So obviously that means we'll be talking about Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, World's End, and I believe it's Baby Driver and Paul, right? Am I missing anything? Oh,
No,
Scott
it's
Pilgrim?
not Paul. Yeah, it's Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim, okay, yeah. See,
Paul,
I'm going to
Paul.
try and watch that.
Yeah, we will see.
But yeah, you have that to look forward to. Otherwise, thank you for listening, and see you then.